You up to date on these storms real quick. We'll get you back to the programming as soon as we can, but this is kind of turning into more one of those life-threatening situation deals, and this is a flash flood warning that's impacting portions or pretty much all of Knoxville, and we're seeing a lot of heavy rain with this batch. Kind of these storms just congealed right over Knox County, and I do want to zoom in, show you exactly where the heaviest rain is right now. So kind of moving just to the eastern part of Knoxville. So if you live in the eastern part of Knoxville, make sure to don't get in your car and don't go anywhere. It's one of those events where we are seeing reports of road flooding. We have a flooding in parking lot hindering exit from businesses. Also a report of Fifth Avenue flooding. So again, that is in Knoxville, Fifth Avenue, Knoxville. If you live in that section, that road is experiencing flooding. We have some more reports of just some people, some street and yard flooding of unknown depths, and that's in Blount County. So not only is this warning impacting portions of Knox County, it's also impacting portions of the Blount County area. And frequent lightning, gusty winds. We actually had a power hit here at this TV station, so I wouldn't be surprised if there were some local power outage issues with this storm too. A lot of lightning. We had the lightning turned on at this point, but I kind of want to turn it off to just zoom in here and show you where this heavy rain is falling. So if you live in the area of Stock Creek, Klondike School, High Bluff, Sevier Home, Grandview, most likely seeing some of that flooding on those roadways. Heading up into the Knoxville area, Dogwood Elementary, Island Home Airport by Riverside Drive. That road is experiencing torrential rain as well. Rain's kind of falling in sheets. It's that wind-driven rain, so visibilities are, very, very low. I was just talking to our director, and you do not want to be in the roads at this point in time. And another reason why I kind of wanted to hop on here is because even once this batch right here, once it passes through, we're not quite yet done with these heavier showers. So again, we have this green flashing polygon. I had the flood advisories and the warnings turned on. So I do want to actually turn off that flood advisory and just focus on this warning. So that green polygon, that right there is a flash flood warning. And again, eastern Knoxville, that is where the heaviest rain is falling currently with this storm. Zooming into portions of Knoxville. So again, these are slow movers. There's a lot of heavy rain out to the west in portions of Knox County, and Knoxville, again, seeing a lot of that rain. Austin East High School too, Bell Morris Elementary, seeing some of that rain. Multiple reports of flooding have been seen, and I do want to kind of read off some of these. So we've got Knox dispatcher, 2 vehicles were stuck in water near Western and Middlebrook, with another report of a vehicle stuck near University and Western. So again, don't want to be out in this. We always say turn around, don't drown, because it really doesn't take much to have a person swept away. Only 6 inches of water. Doesn't take much to have a car swept away either. Just a foot of water on that road will cause a car to be swept away. And most deaths from flooding do occur in vehicles. So again, driving in these flood warnings are highly discouraged. And I did want to hop on here just briefly, just to mention what's happening to the south. So we have this cluster kind of riding along I-75. And let's kind of put this map into motion and kind of see this track of that cluster. So that's kind of tracking right towards Knoxville again. So if that happens, then we could be seeing even more flooding issues for the downtown Knoxville area. This current flood warning is through 11 o'clock this evening, and rain beginning to taper off. So I think we're going to have a little break in the action, and hopefully that weakens. We're losing that daytime heating, so hopefully that batch down there weakens. But you probably heard a message on your phone go off saying that it is a life-threatening situation. So that's why I felt it necessary to hop on here. Getting some more. So we just got a flood advisory for portions of Knox and Campbell County. And I do want to read off the reports again. Dodge Charger stuck in floodwaters near 275. Again, that is in Knoxville. And a report of 2 vehicles stuck in water near Western and Middlebrook. Also, multiple reports of street and yard flooding with this. So again, we did hop on this. We'll get back to programming as soon as we can, but I did want to let everybody know about the situation we're dealing with right now. So we have this flash flood warning, does include all of Knoxville. And I do kind of want to zoom out and kind of reset here, see what's going on. So right now, the Smokies, except for just west of Sevier County, that is seeing some heavier showers, but most are dry in eastern sections. Cumberland Plateau, across Cumberland County, just seeing a little downpour. But if this cluster right here moves up into Knox County and Blount County, then that could be a serious issue. So we are tracking these storms and making their way to the northeast, putting that map back into motion. Is showing you kind of the track of these storms. So slow movers, and the reason why this flooding is such a concern is because they are slow movers. Looks like a 24-hour radar estimates of rain totals. So here's what we're dealing with. The areas that are now in the yellow, if those spots see any more rain, even up in Scott, Campbell County, if they see any more rain, especially in portions of Lee in southwest Virginia, in Hancock County, portions of northern Greene County, and even Cock County, because remember Friday night they had a lot of flooding in Cock County on Friday night. So again, we are tracking these storms, and we'll let you know if they turn life-threatening, and that's why we're on this broadcast right now. And I do kind of want to not go the whole length of this flood warning. I just wanted to get as many people up to date on what's happening with these flash flood warnings. Going back to the radar, let's loop this radar, showing you, again, that cluster right along I-75, about to move into Loudoun County, portions of Monroe County, seeing a lot of that rain too, and down into Blount and Knox County. I think the good news is for, at least in the near term, if I kind of pause it right over the Knox County area, that heavier rain is moving out of the city limits, or just about to be, and it's moving at not a horrible pace. It's not staying put. It is moving, and I think relatively shortly there should be a break in the action, and then we are going to be tracking this cluster and seeing if that goes up into the Knox County area. But as of right now, we have another product. We have. We can tell you the flash flood threat. So this product is pretty handy, showing you areas that could potentially be experiencing flooding in the near term, and it has a bullseye right on the Knox and Blount County line, up into, looks like Anderson County, portions of Campbell County. These sections, the areas are highlighted, could experience flooding pretty shortly. And again, there is going to be a break in the action, but there is some more heavy showers coming. Trying to see if we have any other reports of any flooding. I'm checking the National Weather Service chat. Yeah, so we have 2 bullseyes for heavy rain in runoff downtown Knoxville, mainly within the 640 loop and the north side of Alcoa, north to the river. And guys in the production booth, if you have any megaphone pictures, feel free to display those too. Yeah, so downtown Knoxville, mainly within the 640 loop, definitely want to avoid that area. So let's kind of zoom in on the 640 loop. Yeah, so we're seeing some more heavy rain to the west, about to make its way eastward, very slow with this movement. So we can put that map into motion, just showing you how these storms really just came out of nowhere, or they congealed out of nowhere. Let's kind of like let's go back in time. So we got a cell to the north of Knoxville, cell to the south of Knoxville, kind of just congealed with one another, and then really just came together right over the top of Knoxville and produced all that heavy rain, just dumping sheets of rain. You can see the camera right there. Embassy Suites, that is sure some heavy rain, some lightning, frequent lightning, and some gusty winds are being seen with that. We also have a report of the area underneath I-75 overpass experiencing moderate flooding, ponding of water on ramp to I-75 south, construction in that area, several vehicles with flashers on going southbound. These are all reports we're getting from the National Weather Service that I'm reading off to you. Yeah, so Yep, there's another camera. There's our Teleco Village, and there's some lightning right there. You can see it. Not really raining that heavy in that spot, but you can just see the lightning, all the moisture that's in the air right now. If we can probably just go back to the radar, we're really not seeing much from that camera, just showing you the menacing look of that sky. So again, downtown Knoxville, these rain showers, they are moving. They're not staying put, which is good. But still experiencing multiple reports of flooding. Again, life-threatening situation. You don't want to be out in this, and that's why we're doing this. If you live in Knoxville, just stay put. Unless you live in a floodplain, you do not want to be there because we have some more rain coming from the southwest. There will be a break in the action. And then we have this cluster right here, right along I-75, making its way northeast towards the Knoxville area, kind of putting this map into motion, just showing you what kind of the track of that. And good news is that, to me, seems like it is weakening. And with all the overworked air that was just overworked in downtown Knoxville, hopefully the moisture content isn't all that high. So hopefully this weakens before it reaches the Knox and Blount County area, because they do not need any more rain for sure. And if you have any pictures or any photos of flooding, feel free to send them in to our weather app, and you can download that in the Apple App Store. So still tracking these storms. Again, strong storms, not severe levels, but we are seeing that flooding. So again, yeah, so as you scan that QR code, it makes it real simple, kind of a streamlined process to send in all those photos to us. And it really kind of helps us, pinpoint where exactly that flooding is. So it's really helpful to get those photos, and we really appreciate it when you guys send those in. Still monitoring a lot here as far as what we have going on across the area. And we have multiple other areas that could be experiencing flooding too, and I do kind of want to highlight those real quick. Okay, so we have these other polygons. These are flood advisories, these lighter green polygons. And the one in Scott and looks like Campbell County, that one, rain seems to be, kind of tapering off. So hopefully the flooding is only minor up in that section. But, we've been talking about this flood potential all weekend, and that's why we are weather aware still for this flood potential. Good news is, I think the further we go into the overnight, I think the less of a flood threat we're going to be seeing. But as of the near term, we have ongoing flooding, and that's why I decided to come on TV. I hate to interrupt programming like this, but we do have some serious flooding going on. A lot of reports of flooding in downtown Knoxville. So I do kind of want to zoom in, just give you a radar look of the area here. So heavier showers are focused in northern Knox County and southeast Knox County, Blount County, seeing some of those downpours too. Rain seems to be tapering off a bit in Knoxville. That's good news, because that's where we've had all the reports of flooding. And we do have some storm reports that I can actually show you, read off to you right here. So this is what has happened. This was a report at 8:36. This was in Alcoa, 2 miles northeast of the Alcoa area. Street and yard flooding. That was a report that we had there. Okay, so this is 8:30. Dodge Charger stuck in floodwaters near 275. And this was 8:37. 2 vehicles stuck in water near Western and Middlebrook, with another report of vehicles stuck near University and Western. So again, that's why we always say that when flood warnings are issued, you really don't want to be in a car. Most deaths from flooding occur from people in vehicles. Flooding in parking lot, hindering exit from business, also reports of Fifth Avenue nearby flooding. But good news is, all those areas that had reports of flooding, the heavier showers seem to be exiting the area. Just another report. So water on the road reported underneath the I-75 overpass at 75 and Emory. Ponding also occurring on a ramp to 75 south, and that's in the Powell area. So yeah, I just wanted to show you these storm reports real quick here. And again, the good news is the heavier showers seem to be leaving the city limits. If you put this into motion, See torrential rain just from 8:30 up until about 9. Starting to break apart a little bit. And again, that northeasterly track. So I really think, at least in the near term, we're getting a little break from the heavier showers. But what we have to worry about, again, I've been saying it, right along I-75, that batch of rain seems to be weakening in the intensity, but any rain we get will only add to the flooding potential. Good news is there will be a break, though, in between the batches of rain. But so I'm monitoring a lot of things here. Yeah, so still flash flood warning in effect for Knox and Blount County with this. Yeah, and there's a view from our Knoxville Embassy suites. I just saw lightning flash on one of the monitors behind me currently, but yeah, so again, heavy rain and moving into portions of Blount County, northeast Blount County, about to move into the Sevier County area. So if you live in Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, probably about to start raining, but rainfall rates, hopefully they're continue to taper off as these storms travel eastward. Yeah, so let's see if we have any more storm reports, then we can get you back to programming here. Again, just wanted to hop on here, just give you a quick update on the flooding that is happening in the Knoxville city limits here. So zooming right in on downtown Knoxville, we can see rain kind of breaking apart. The shades of red, shades of yellow, that is heavy rain, and that is moving out of the area. Again, putting this map into motion. Doesn't take much to cause all that flooding. You can see, I think we're about to enter a break in the action. If we zoom out, there's not much to the southwest until we get down to portions of Monroe County where there is some heavy rain. About to move into portions of Loudoun County. So I think what we're going to do now is get you back to programming, and if that batch moves in and causes more reports of flooding, we'll be back on the air. But until then, thanks for keeping it here with Storm Team 6.